Good afternoon. The kids are finally back in school, so I'm finally back to making the videos. I'm really excited today because I went to Ulta a couple days ago, really recently, and I picked up the Garden of Juvia's palette, and I've not swatched this. I have opened it because I wanted to make sure everything was like in order, nothing was broken, I didn't need to return it, and it looks so pretty. I don't normally go in store to purchase things from Ulta or Sephora. I usually just shop online, and I wanted to see it. I was over at like a Marshall's beside an Ulta anyway, and I was like, I want to see this in person. I want to see the shimmers because I heard somebody say they were like duochrome, and they really do look really pretty like in the pan in person. So I am going to swatch this. We're going to go through it. We're going to do an eye look with this today. Very excited for that. Well, I have some newer things I also got from like TJ Maxx. But I also have some older products that I pulled out of my collection to use. So I'm excited to just finally put on a full face of makeup. I have not been wearing hardly any makeup. I've been going really basic. And that's kind of why I stopped doing my videos. I was like, what? I'm just doing the same thing every day. Because I was trying to spend, you know, the most time that I could with my kids before they went back to school. So now that they're gone for the days, you know, I'm here and ready to go. It is a little later in the day though. I am kind of exhausted. I got my coffee here. Working on this again, my second cup for the day. So I'm excited to sit back down and talk to you guys every day. As you can tell by my rambling on here, I just can't seem to stop. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this full face of makeup featuring the Garden of Juvia's palette. I think we'll go ahead and do the full face first, and then we'll do the palette because I'm gonna have, you know, shimmers and things all over my hands, and I don't necessarily want that all over my skin. So we're going to go ahead and start by priming. I'm going to prime my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Vitamin Glow Primer. Let's see if we can get this out. And excuse my nails. I have... Come on. Whoa. Is the pump broken or does it always do that? Because what the heck? I'm going to apply this. It's going to be annoying if it does that every time. What does this smell like? Maybe... Oh, that's what it's reminding me of. Like the After Sun aloe that you put on, like after a sunburn. That feels nice. Like it's drying down almost. Like not... It doesn't feel tacky, but it feels like it's sinking in. So that's good. But I found the Brow Flick, the little like brow pen. I don't usually use a brow pen. I have tried one. I tried one from Revlon and it was awful. I don't know if you remember me trying that on here. I did, and I was like, nope, trash, like straight away in the trash. It was terrible. I'm going to try this first, and then I'm going to go in with my brow pencil on like the outsides and kind of fill in wherever I need to. I feel like I need to scoot this way, like a foot. Okay, let's try this. That looks really good. This one's completely done. This one has not done the back half. Wow. This is really nice. Okay, so the Glossier Brow Flick is a win. I really like that. The Smashbox Primer seems to be setting nicely. I don't know if it's going to be pore filling. Those still look a little bit pronounced, but that's okay. Using my Kaja Brow Blowout in, I think this is taupe, light, excuse me. I picked this up a while ago at Ross, actually. I am going to prime my eyelids and let that sit. I'm going to use the Juvia's Place, of course, because I'm going to use the Juvia's Place palette. Just put a touch on each lid. I have recently picked up a lot of foundation, and I have a lot of them that I want to use. Like, I'm like, well, do I want this? Do I want this? My most recent foundation purchase was the MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body Radiant Sheer Foundation. Apply to clean, moisturized skin with a brush, sponge, or fingertips. And that's all she wrote. This is in the shade 0W. It looks too light. And swatching it out on my hand, it is really, really sheer, as it says in the name. I kind of want to pair it with my Supergoop CC Screen in the shade 206W. It's just a little dark, a little bit heavy almost. It's just something about it. I don't know. So I will try this again eventually on its own. But today I just want to play. Like I said, I haven't been in my makeup. This little squeezy tube. I'm going to squeeze a couple of dots into the CC Screen. Might be good. Okay, I do have a sponge dampened. Now I wonder, is this the Face and Body foundation everybody's always talking about? I don't know if it's Radiant Sheer though. Do they have more than one kind? It's looking really pretty though. Actually looks like a pretty good shade match mixed together. Okay, I'm going to grab a brush just to try that out. Okay, switching back and forth between the sponge and the brush. Yeah, the primer definitely did not do much for the pores here in the center of the face. But it doesn't claim to, you know, it just said moisturizing. I will say I am looking shiny, but this all feels nice. Like this doesn't feel heavy on the skin. I also found the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is something I had considered purchasing forever ago. Everybody was talking about this a few years ago. Do we remember? I'm going to add a little under the eyes. I have only used this once or twice. The eyeshadow primer is creasing like crazy with nothing else on it. Yikes. I was using a different like sunscreen thing and I think it might have been breaking me out, so we'll see. Okay. That may have been too much concealer, like that is so much. Let's blend that down a little bit. Well, now with that full coverage concealer though, like this is looking not so covered, and it also looks a lot darker than that concealer. So I think I'm going to take a little bit of the MAC Face and Body because it is a lighter color and kind of just tap it all over the rest of the face. Just a little bit of that. And kind of blend the two things together. I am going to set the under eye and I'm actually going to use the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. I have recently heard, like in the last week, several people talk about this like being underrated, and I've had this. I've owned this for a while now, and when I first got it I used it all the time, and then it kind of got pushed to the side and I was like, okay, I have other things. But them talking about it, hearing them talk about it has made me like, oh yeah, I do have that powder. Let me see what that looks like. So I'm going to grab that out today. I'm going to use just a little brush, and I think I'm going to set the under eye with this. And I actually pulled out like my Maybelline Fit Me in 10 for the rest of the face, but I might just go with this. We'll see how it looks under the eyes. It feels like the cheek feels tacky, but like where I put this powder, it really is setting it, and that's nice. I think I will grab a little powder brush and just use this for the rest of the face. Speaking of e.l.f., did you guys see they're selling a twice the sized, the Poreless Putty Primer? Like, it's double the size of a normal one. I mean, it's probably not that big, but I was like, oh my gosh, that's so much primer. Okay, moving on to contour, bronzer, highlighter, all that stuff. I'm going to use my Pixie by Petra contour powder. I've had this forever. I don't think they sell it anymore. I finally used up the other one. These creasy eyelids drive anybody else nuts. They are bothering me so much. Okay. Taking my little Real Techniques brush And going down the sides of the nose. For bronzer, I'm going to use my Revlon Skin Lights that I found recently in Sunkissed Beam. And I actually found it at another TJ Maxx in Gilded Glimmer. Actually, this might have been Big Lots. This one is a little bit more, like you can see the difference here. This is in 115. And this is in 120. You can see the difference here. So I think I'm going to use this one first and then like kind of top it with this and see into the hair. And this is actually really pigmented. Oof. Getting hot in here with that air conditioner off. Lower part of my neck. Okay, for blush, I want to use my Kaja Saucy Cheek Stamp Blush. I'm going to take a little stippling brush. I'm actually just going to dip that into the blush itself. Just kind of dipping in. And we're going to go onto the cheek with this. It has a scent to it. Almost kind of fruity, perfumey. That smells nice. Now, over the top of this, I'm actually going to put a powder blush as well. In reorganizing my collection, over the past couple of days, I found things that I hadn't used, and I was like excited, and I was throwing everything in this basket. So that's the result. For powder blush, I have the Clinique Pink Blush, and I have a Laura Mercier blush in Watermelon. Now, the Laura Mercier blush looks like this. And this just seems so nostalgic to me. Now, for the palette we're using, I think I want to use the Watermelon, since this Juvia's Place palette is like pastel, bright, all those things. So I'm going to dab on a little bit of this blush over top. Okay, I also picked up from TJ Maxx very recently both Physicians Formula highlighters. One is the Butter Highlighter and one is the Mineral Glow Pearls Highlighter. Now, I decluttered a Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter, and I complained about the smell because I don't like the smell. I never do. But this is actually looked like a shade I could wear in the shade Iridescence. The other one was way too dark for me. And this I've always wanted to try, but it never seemed worth $15. I'm going to take my e.l.f. highlighting brush. I'm just going to use both of these today. We'll see if this even picks it up. And, ooh, you can definitely see that. One of those like pinky shifting ones. Like really shifty. Whoa, that is really purple. And I'm going to go over the top of it with this pearl one. Now, I feel like this is going to be glittery right off the bat because it has like an overspray. This is also really icy looking. Ooh. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to do like a purpley pink eye look to go with all of this that I have now put on my cheeks. Using the Cover FX mattifying setting spray to set the face. On to the star of the show, the Garden of Juvia's palette. I always like the way that Juvia's Place is packaged. It comes in its own little box, and then it comes in like a bubble wrap inside. Whether they ship it to you or you buy it at the store, this is how it comes. All right, here's the big reveal. Da 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 da. Oh, that looks so pretty. I don't feel like the camera's doing it justice, but it's so pretty. Like, it looks so pretty in the store. So let's go ahead and do some swatching and see how we feel about it. This right here is the top row. This is the second row. And I feel like the top row is meant to be like more transforming. That's definitely how it looks. There's more shimmery, but the Money Tree shade is this one. It almost looks like a teal to pink shift. Wow, wow, wow. And then these bottom two rows are right here. can kind of tell which is which with this. Now, right off the bat, I will say that the mattes aren't wowing me out of this. It seems pretty shimmer heavy, but here are all the shades. But the shimmers look stunning, but the mattes are all swatched twice. Like, I swatched it and then swatched it again. So they were pretty thin feeling in the swatches. But the shimmers in here, like, wow. I'm going to take a little fluffy brush, and I think we'll start with Lilac You. I think I'm going to focus on the purples on top, and then maybe we'll move to the greens for like the lower lashes. We'll see. We'll see how we feel. So I'm going to go with Lilac You. Easy color pop with the wordplay here. Into the crease. Okay, I mean, you can definitely see it. Okay, that looks really nice. That blended really easily. I'm going to do the same on the other eye. All right, let's go into Sweet Lilac on the bottom. The darker of the purple. I will have to say, though, I like this color story, and I have other palettes that have, you know, a black or a darker purple and stuff, so I don't mind that it's all lighter shades. It's giving me vibes of the Lost in Los Angeles palette from BH Cosmetics while we're talking about it. Wow. Wow, in the okay, that's really, really similar. Wow. I hadn't really noticed. Like, I haven't swatched, like I said, I hadn't done anything. I just got this like yesterday, but that's very, very similar. I think we'll take Flower Child, and I'm going to put this on the front half of my lid just with my finger. I feel like we're going to get the best result that way. These purples are amazing. Flower Child. I forgot which color is using. Okay. So we have Flower Child on the inner corner area. I'm going to pull in the shade Blossom right here, and then I'm going to put this one on the outer corner. I'm going to use these two because this one kind of shifts to a pink, and I think that'll be pretty, like kind of flow a little bit. Again, taking my finger. I will pull in a brush just to see. I'll pull in a couple brushes here just to see if any of these pick it up. But they just have that chunky texture that I feel like a finger is better. But, oh my gosh, you know what these almost feel like? The LA Girl palette. Like, it's picking up on the brush. It's technically working, but it's that kind of formula that I just prefer on my finger. But we'll try it again with the teal. This is actually almost like my skin tone. It's kind of hard to see it. So we'll try it again with the teal. Okay, and then the Money Tree shade right here. We'll try that first on a brush. Okay, like I said, it's picking it up. See? It's picking up on there. I don't know that I like that shade on the outer corner though. Oh, but see the difference once I use my finger? Alright, let's pull that up here. It almost looks like I put on more than one shade there. Like I put on a teal and put something over it. That is interesting. Like at my lash line, it looks like there is a matte teal shadow. And then blended up onto the purple, it looks more pink, but it's still that same teal shadow. That looks kind of cool. I don't know. It's definitely a duochrome. Like it's not. I know. Just look. Anyway, and then that pink I put in the middle almost looks gold now. Am I the only one that's seeing that? Like that pink almost has like a gold hue to it. Wow. Okay. I will say, I think the shimmers in this are super pretty. I almost want to put like purple orchid out here now. This darker purple. You know, I might. For the sake of the palette, I think I'm going to put it down here along the lashes. For the sake of trying stuff out. Because that teal looks out of place because the top part turned purple. So far, I really, really like this. The shimmers in here, I would pair with any other, you know, matte palette or anything like that. So pretty. So stinking pretty. I normally don't go like glitter this far up either, but I'm like, just put it all over. Put it all over, baby. Okay. Let's do some inner corner, lower lash line. Yeah, I definitely want some more definition out in the outer corner. So, you know what? I have this in front of me, my Natasha Denona palette. So I was using the mirror, but I think I'll use the shade Commitment, that like dark brown, and we'll work a little bit of that into the outer corner. And then we'll move on to the lower lash line. There it is with the shade Commitment, and there it is without, like a darker shade in the outer corner. I feel like it gives it just a little more definition, and that's how I like it. Now, honestly, I think this looks really cool. I really am happy with the way this is turning out. Just touching things and putting things on, this looks so cool. Okay, for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with this one. And I think we'll end up using that on the inner corner, maybe topped with something like this. So let's give that a try. Going in with Lucky Clover, which is that matte teal. Blending that in. Now, I think Gardenia almost would be cool on the inner corner because that like matches my skin tone. I feel like it would really just brighten up the area. But for the sake of trying things out, I think I'm going to use some of these yellows. I think I'm going to go with the matte and then top it with some of these shimmery ones. I'm going to use the same brush. We'll see how this works. Or actually, I think I'm going to use this yellow and then top it with the Gardenia shade. To kind of make a more pastel yellow, because this marigold shade is like marigold, which is nice, but you can see the difference already from what I did. Oh, did I wipe that on my dress? No. Here's with the Gardenia shade and just the marigold shade. I feel like that's brightening it up just enough. I think I'm even going to take this Best Buds shade. That's the actual like teal. And put it kind of between these two. Ah, that's way too far down. Okay, so there is that. A lot of glitter, a lot of sparkle, a lot happening there. Again, this was not necessarily a thought out, cohesive look. This was more of trying to use all the shades that I could out of this palette. And I love the shimmers in here. The mattes I have in other palettes. I'm not super, super impressed. They worked well. They blended nicely. I mean, they show up. They're fine. But the shimmers in here are definitely things I will reach for, even to pair with other palettes. I am going to try this new eyeliner I picked up, the Maybelline Curvitude liner from TJ Maxx. So there's that. It is a felt tip. Ooh, but it is very precise. Oh, that's nice. Let's see. See, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. I will say this is easy to see what you're doing. That's kind of nice. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the other eye. Okay, I just got done with my eyeliner and this dried out before I could even finish this eye. I ended up finishing it up with the Stila, and I don't know if it's just old, if it was at TJ Maxx, you know, but it worked nicely. I like the concept of this, especially for like doing this eye. I feel like had I been able to finish this one, it would have been nice. So I'm going to put this in like my little cup over here upside down and see if that helps. If not, it may just be old. I did go ahead and put a little bit of the LA Girl Pastel Dreams in Sunshine in the lower waterline. All right, there we go with the Essence and the Maybelline mascaras. I'm going to go ahead and apply some of these little gems. Now I went to Joanne Fabrics and found a lot of different little like self-adhesive stickers. Use at your own risk. None of these are like for your face. You know what I mean? They're not makeup stickers. It's actually this brand. I also bought a new pair of tweezers. It's like rubbery on the end. For whatever reason, this clip decided it didn't need to have sound, so I am applying a Sigma liquid lipstick. I got it at TJ Maxx, which is a very exciting find. And I don't normally wear liquid lipstick, so I'm trying this one on and gonna check it out. You'll see me with it on in the next clip. Doesn't smell like anything. Okay, I feel like this has dried down pretty well. On the packaging, it does say it's supposed to be a deep rose taupe. I feel like that's accurate. I mean, it has like a little bit of a rosy tint to it, but it is very brown. Over the top of this, I am going to apply the Gloss Shot from Kaja in Milk Tea. I have really been liking these. I got it in like a 2-pack. And there's what the doe foot looks like. It's a little bit rounded, but it is so comfortable just on its own. And there you have it. Our final look with the Juvia's Place, what is this called? Garden of Juvia's palette. I think this turned out really, really pretty. Again, a little bit all over the place with it because I wanted to use as many as I could. But I think if you're looking at this, it is, I think it's $25. I think it's worth that. The shimmers in here are super, super, super pretty. I will continue to use this and continue to play with it. If you like purples and greens, I feel like that's what this is shining with. If you like all matte palettes, this is not it because the mattes in here are okay. I feel like the mattes in here will give you like a grounding shade if you wanted to put the shimmer over it, you know, to give you more of a pop. But the mattes in here aren't standing out to me. Like I can use them as crease shades and kind of set it up like this. Very pretty, but that does leave me wanting, you know, a couple deeper shades. But the shimmers in here, absolutely stunning. This one definitely is like a green to pink. So eyeliner in my hand. Green to pink shift. This one is like a greeny yellow. I mean, it's just really pretty. It's just really pretty. I really, really, really like this. But this is my jam. This is my style. If you like this kind of thing, this shimmery kind of look, I think you'll be happy with it. So yeah, this is my first time using it, but I really enjoyed this. I think this turned out so, so, so fun and so shifty. Like right now it looks like purple, pink, purple. When I was sitting like this and putting on my eyeliner, it looked full on like green and blue out here. So it definitely is shifting and changing, which I'm very, very, very happy with. So I'm happy to be back and ready to film some more. I have a whole bunch of other stuff to put out here for you. Hopefully my internet will cooperate and I'll be able to pump some stuff out. I'm very, very excited. So I hope you enjoyed this look. I hope you have an amazing day. What do I normally say at the end of these? I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll consider subscribing, and I will see you next time. Bye.